Hi, Mason Gang. Welcome to another episode of the Mason Gang vlog. I'm here at the shop, and it's gonna be a really good day. There's Drew. He's trying to figure out what he's doing today. People give me a lot of crap for too much energy, so I'm gonna chillax a little bit today. Got some trucks there. But in all seriousness, welcome to today's vlog. I can't not have energy. It's so weird. Can you imagine what that would be like, not having energy? Today, what's going to happen is we are going to be checking out a project that we need to redo some coping on some steps. And then we're gonna be going to one of our residential contracts. We need to fix some irrigation over there. We need to trim up the place. We need to start making it look real nice because he finally gave us the green light to do more than just mow. So, really excited about that. I might add a few tidbits here and there because, you know, I just like to drop some knowledge bombs. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm just happy to be alive, guys. So, welcome to today's episode. I'm excited for today. I'll see you at the coping job. All right, at our first site, we did this patio and everything, but the person that glued the caps did not glue them on straight. So we always fix our stuff. You can see the patio's nice, pretty, looking good. And we built these stairs, and you can see didn't glue the caps straight. So I'm having them come back and redo it. Thing is, when you just glued a bunch of caps or coping at this level of glue, pretty hard to get them off. So definitely struggling to figure out how to fix this. I'm going and getting another chisel now, and he's going and getting a sledgehammer, see if that works. But yeah, it's not ideal. Definitely not ideal. So we'll see what he ends up doing. It's kind of his job to fix it and figure it out. He also has a couple of corners to fix. So yeah, we'll see how that turns out. I just want to show you that before heading over to our main gig for the day. But yeah, we fix things, we make mistakes. It is what it is, and kind of stinks. Definitely costs us some money, but that's life. You gotta learn somehow. So I just started fooling around with it because our guy couldn't get them off. But I guess what's gonna work best is just taking this hammer, coming up, and just slowly rough it up. Kind of a nuisance, but I tell you, I did it here, and look at that. I was able to get that off. So guess there's hope after all. Thank goodness. That one broke in half, but that'll happen. So slowly chipping away. Just to open a vein quick as we drive to the next job site. For those of you that don't watch the random entrepreneur diaries that we put together, problems like this is what's leading to us essentially kind of winding down our hardscape division. At least we're going to be winding it down so we're not doing it in Arizona, and we really focus on softscapes and getting really, really good at softscapes and being the best at it. So it's just, we've had tons of problems. We've lost tons of money on hardscape, and even as we keep hiring more people to try to figure things out, it's really not getting better. So I think it's probably, I mean, I'll take blame. It probably comes down to me. Maybe I'm just not good at putting people in position to succeed in hardscapes because maybe I'm just not good at it myself. So yeah, we just gotta learn other things and get really good at several things before we can do everything. So yeah, I just want to make sure we have the highest quality service in anything we do, and that's just not hardscape right now. We're going back and we're fixing things all the time. So yeah, that's something, and it's kind of depressing, but it's just part of running an organization and growing and expanding. You really have growth pains, a lot of growth pains, a lot more than I thought, that is for sure. Yeah, landscapers need to find outhouses occasionally if they don't have one on the job site. So you learn to know about the different parks to go and visit. Yeah, I just stopped here and worked for a little bit because we have a subcontractor finishing up some irrigation at one of our properties, and I didn't really want to get in the way. And while I was sitting here, we had a employee text me saying, hey, I think landscaping's too hard for me, so I'm out. Good luck with your future. Stuff happens all the time, or it's starting to happen all the time because we're hiring more people. Yeah, it's hard to get used to that because you spend the time to find someone, you spend the time interviewing, and then it seems if like 1 out of 3 of them ends up saying that landscaping's too tough. So then you have to go through the process again. It is something that we definitely are getting used to, and it's hard to plan around for sure. Not what I expected to do. See, I've just emptied out the bed of the truck, and I'm doing that because we're supposed to get started here, but one of our trucks is not working. Just straight up is clicking and failing to do its job. So let's go check out what's happening there. Start problem solving like normal. There she is. Poor old broken Betsy. Look at her sit there. She just wants to drive, but she can't. Just can't do it. Can't do it. I haven't been in this truck for a while. Looking clean. Let's see what's wrong. Wow, nothing. Probably means that the starter's not working anymore. So I guess we're gonna have Williams Towing come out, and they're gonna tow this to our favorite S&S shop, Steve, and hopefully it's not a big deal, but this thing could use a clean too. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just so dirty that it's quit. This was actually a video I made a couple of days ago about the job. They added mulch around the trees, which is nice. They replanted around this electrical box, which is good. Looks good, no complaints there. And then this new sod back here, seeded and sodded, because this was a strip. I guess this was sopping wet. So they did the best they could when it was sopping wet. Put in new sod with seed around the edges, and then these rings as well. Not perfect circles, but I know they definitely tried their best on that one. These rings are really hard to do as perfect as you can. And we try as hard as we can, but they're pretty difficult when it's just a piece of plastic and you just bend it to try to make it match. But yeah, so this is good. This will fill in nicely. See, look at us, lucky us. You go from that to that. Kind of fun. Nice and cheap, but at least it's done super quick. It's only been an hour. I thought about waiting around, but you can see that's gonna take some time, and really need to get guys going at the next spot. So yeah, they're gonna tow that. Hopefully we can get this thing fixed quick. And then, yeah, we'll get that trailer over to another job site. We'll just keep rolling with the punches. Every day is a little different. You cannot control it. You might have a plan and then the plan changes because, well, something unique happens. Like that. Made it to our next project. What are we doing here, Brad?
Trimming a bunch of hedges that haven't been touched in a very long time.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything to his landscape, he said, in the last 2 years because he wanted to see what it would look like. And it looks...
We're fixing that.
Yeah, so, Brad, can we see how you trim an arb?
Yeah.
Okay. So Brad doesn't take a lot off of these arbs, and here's the reason. If you're not regularly trimming your arb, it's just empty in there. So Brad always says that he's scared to trim them because you can make them look real bad for a long time if you go too far. So you always take a little bit off at a time. Let's watch the master. Oh my goodness, good that looks. Yeah, so it's really just getting rid of the unruly looking stuff. And you can see it's taking off a little bit at a time. I don't know, he might be able to take off a little more. Yeah, not a lot, but it makes it look a lot nicer. Yeah, and then Brian's over there. He's battling. You can see him there, working really hard, zoomed in. Look at him pull that vine out. Wow, nice job, Brian. So while these guys trim, I am actually gonna spend a whole lot of time messing around with the irrigation. This property has it has 24 zones, and a lot of heads are broken. A lot of stuff is sopping wet. You can see some of the heads are dug up. I just replaced this one. Some of our zones didn't have pressure. So like this zone didn't have pressure. One over here didn't have pressure. So what happened is these roots from the trees, they were coming and they were squeezing the pipe and they actually crimped it. So the reason why we could figure that out is because when we stand right here, you could feel it shaking under your feet. So the water was struggling to get through. So he just dug that up, dug up on each side of the root. The root was like this big going through the middle here. And then we ran a pipe through there. So by pipe, I mean piece of PVC. Not PVC. I don't even know what the term is, so I'm sorry, guys. I just know how to do it. So still replacing a bunch of heads. There's one there, one behind the tree. I got a couple to replace in the front, or back, I should say. Got one over there, and we're also fixing some broken pipes. There we go. We are we've just finished up irrigation. Replaced a lot of stuff here. You can see it's sopping wood over there. Grass is way too long, and it's dry as can be over here. So switched out 30-ish heads, fixed 5 pipes, fixed 2 drip lines, all that good stuff. So good, solid day. This isn't gonna do the trick. They could use more irrigation on this hill, but for now, this will work through the fall, and then they can decide what to do. You can see we walk over here, or over here even. Boys trimmed up the trees, looking nice. Pulled out a bunch of dead stuff through here. Rose bushes, cleaned them up. Came through, hit all the arbs. Pretty nice. Got a couple of things that we gotta clean up in the morning, but looking pretty darn decent, and I think we should be pretty good. Made it home, happy. Staying at the parents' house for 2 nights only because they're out of town. I need to take care of this dog. So this is Carmel. Hi, puppy. She is the cutest dog around. So thank you for joining me today and all of its glory and fun. We went through a lot, didn't we? And it was an adventure and a half. So with that, I love each and every one of you, and I appreciate you guys watching like always. And I'll see you in the next episode of The Mason.